Hello, my name is Jenna Sullivan, and I am a communication design major and an anthropology minor at the University of North Texas, and I will be giving a presentation on Hopi gender roles. First, I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Hopi, and then I will go into various ways Hopi gender roles affect different aspects of everyday Hopi life. The Hopi are a tribe from northeastern Arizona and can be traced back to the ancestral Pueblo, which is from Griffin Pierce. The Hopi have always been a matrilineal, matrilocal society in which matriclans form the basis of social organization. That's also from Griffin Pierce. And what this means is that female lineage has a lot to do with where people spend and live their lives. And it also means that women hold a tremendous level of influence and power in society. The roles of women in Hopi society include being a woman, or not being a woman, of course they're women because they're women, being a mother, later being a grandmother, a parent and provider of food, an owner of property, a member of religious society, and a maker of baskets and pottery. Um, Hopi gender roles and their effect on domestic organization. The Hopi in the southwestern U.S. are a matrilineal society, which I mentioned before. What this means is that their households are built upon a core line of women whose husbands regularly reside with them. This makes women in Hopi society very powerful, especially in a domestic sense, that they own the houses, the land, the crops, and they support and feed their entire families. Men essentially have to play along with the lifestyle that is prescribed by a matrilocal society, and there's not a lot of available mobility to move out or really go anywhere. This largely affects Hopi settlement patterns, and the Hopi are a tight knit community because men will be separated from kinship ties if they leave their locality due to matrilocal society and the way it runs. This shows the great impact of matrilocality. There's not a ton of outreach, like I said before. Everything's super close knit, and this is why I guess Hopi society is a little bit more isolated, and it has a lot to do with why the Hopi tend to live in Pueblo housing that is kind of like traditionally in clusters in apartment style like Pueblos. Um, the effects that I guess Hopi gender has on religion and this is how colonialism and religion have affected gender in Hopi society. Um, so the Hopi have not or are kind of transitioning to becoming a little bit less women centered with the introduction of the Mennonite Church in the Southwest. Cash income has increased among Hopi men due to the fact that they're being hired as translators by the church. This, I guess, makes women a little bit less powerful in Hopi culture, and men prior to this worked off the land of women and provided companionship, while these Hopi women gave men a place to stay. Um, and Hopi gender and political influence. Because the Hopi have primarily always been a matrilocal society, women have had the influence or have had influence for a considerable amount of time as opposed to other societies that are not matrilocal. It has been recorded that since the 1970s, an increasing number of women have held a variety of elected or appointed positions in their tribal governments. This is something that the Hopi completely bypassed. Women have always had a large level of political influence, and this is due to the fact that it's a matrilocal society, and this led to women holding valued economic, religious, and social positions within their tribes. Okay, so gender's effect on speech and language in the Hopi culture is actually really super interesting. So there are phrases that are often ritually involved most of the time that are different for male Hopi and female Hopi to speak. Like how you would say thank you in Hopi, a male would say something along the lines of kwakwa, and a Hopi female would say askawali. Ouch would be Anque, and Hopi female would be Asian. This illustrates kind of a great divide between the two genders and the separatism that occurs in Hopi culture based on gender roles. There aren't many gender-specific words, but they carry a lot of weight because they're often used in ceremonial contexts. This association with gender-exclusive words, like I said, is ceremonial, And one can infer from this that gender greatly affects the lives of Hopi beyond just matriarchal power structures and goes into the spiritual lives of the Hopi. So gender and ritual. Uh, a big example of how gender affects, or I guess, yeah, ritual is affected by gender comes from the Pueblo and Basket Maker 3 society, or the early ancestors of the Hopi. In Hopi culture, ritual is often gender specific or a gender specific phenomena. There's a huge association with gender in architecture and Hopi culture, and this is because ritually oriented architecture has been recognized as early as the Basket Maker and Pueblo one. Uh, Subterranean structures are often of ritual nature, and this occurs with both kivas and mealing rooms. Women are assumed to have been included in these ritual spaces exclusively when considering that they were the ones who were making the food most of the time, because that's one of the larger roles of women in Hopi culture, like I stated a little bit towards the beginning. Um, the Basket Maker 3 folks were exercising community control by, I guess, making formalized gender spaces where only women were welcome. Okay, and then finally, I'm going to address gender and mythology in the Hopi culture. So there's this huge thing called the sibling dyad phenomena, in which characters are combined with each other, or not. They're not combined with each other. There's, I guess, in myths, there's character combos like brother sister, sister sister teams, and the way these myths go down typically has to do with, I guess, which pairing you have. So, like for a sister sister team, there's usually a double female heroine pair, and this could be two girlfriends, and they either have the same type of experience as the sight team, or one of the girls ends up playing cruel sorcery on her friend. And this can be contrasted with the brother sister team, which is similar to the brother team. They usually abandon and or they are usually abandoned and survive and or reach their family with help for or reach their families with the help of apparently helpless birds of some deity. This shows a great gap in Hopi culture and the divide that occurs depending on different interactions with different people. It's just being projected into mythology here. In these myths, there is a huge social impact, and they're not just abstract structures visible only to the analytical eye. I mean, you can definitely see how their culture is being projected in this myth, and how the divide between, I guess, male and female is greatly emphasized here. And that's all I really have for my presentation today. And thank you for listening. And I hope you have a great day, evening, night, morning, whenever you happen to look at this. Thank you.